Hey there, Gemini. How are you today? My name is Sherilyn, and I'm trying to shuffle these cards. Hold on. And I'm here to do your weekly reading. This one is going to be for Monday, September 8th through Thursday, September 11th. Okay, we are going to. Oh, that was a weird shuffle, but anyways, we're just going to pull cards and see what comes up. These cards were a gift from my friend Ashley. Thank you, Ashley. All right, let's see what we got. One more, and then we're on it. Okay, here we go. We have for Gemini. Hey, stop it. I was trying to escape. Did you see that? Okay, for Gemini, we're starting with the Lovers. Okay, we got the Lovers, followed by the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, and then we have the Two of Swords. So this is your backstory or your recent past. Currently, I have you with the Three of Pentacles, followed by, I've got the Five of Swords, and then we got the, what's a rainy? Oh, the Queen of Pentacles, okay? Sorry. Some of them have French words or something. I'm not sure what that is, but we're getting there. Okay, in the near future, I'm looking at the Seven of Pentacles, followed by, whoops, what do we got here? The Three of Wands. All right, and then we've got Judgment. So, and the bottom of the deck for this reading is actually the Star card. So, the undercurrent to this whole reading has to do with the fact that you have this well of optimism somewhere inside of you that's just never going to run dry. No matter how bad things get, you just know things are going to get better, that it's going to be okay, that you're going to get through it, you know what I'm saying, which is truly a blessing, and it is the undercurrent to this entire reading. So, that is a plus for you right there, okay? The card at the center of your read is the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords is speaking of conflict in general. Can be internal and external. That's how I feel about it here. I think there are arguments brewing that you have tried to quell or keep at bay, and some of those are adding up to a point where maybe they just have to be had. Maybe there's some arguments that just need to be had, okay? You're trying to keep them from being had, but maybe they need to be had. Possibly. That's how I see that. But let's see how they play in as we go. We're going to start with the recent past, where I have the Lovers, the Wheel of Fortune, and in the challenge position, I have the Two of Swords. So the Lovers is the Lovers, right? A situation heavily laden with emotion that had decisions that needed to be made. It was surrounded by a lot of uncertainty. Okay, it feels like the Wheel of Fortune was spinning in your favor, and I feel like you didn't think so, meaning that quite possibly this situation disbanded or came to an end, and you felt like that was the Wheel of Fortune not spinning in your favor, when in reality, in the bigger picture, it definitely was spinning in your favor. This was definitely something that needed to be changed, dissolved, disbanded, whatever. Okay, it was in your best interest, I believe. The challenge here was the Two of Swords, so there was a decision that needed to be made. I don't believe the decision was ever made, so I think Spirit had to step in and make the decisions for you in this situation. Okay, I think that you just didn't feel like making it. I don't know, didn't want to, couldn't, whatever. But that's how that went. Okay, so there we go. Now we have the current. Currently, I have you at Three of Pentacles, Five of Swords, and the challenge position is the Queen of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles is speaking of collaborations. Quite possibly there was a third-party interference within this dynamic that we're speaking of here. With the Five of Swords, this is the arguments that I'm telling you about still need to be had. Sometimes arguments have to be had to clear the air, and I feel like that's what's happening here. You're holding the arguments off because you don't want to have them, but you're just perpetuating this thing, just making it go longer when it could be getting closer to over if you could just get the arguments out of the way. That's how I feel. The Queen of Pentacles is the challenge here. That's because there is something here in the challenge about about the fact that you're presenting here as Queen of Pentacles. So you are home. And that is, therein is lying the challenge in this dynamic. This person is having a hard time disconnecting energetically with what they believe is home, is what I feel like. Maybe having these arguments would help them get to the other side of that. I'm not sure, because they are definitely struggling as much, if not more than you, it feels like. Not that I feel like you should care a whole bunch, but you do. So there you go. In the near future, I have the Seven of Pentacles. So this is trying to figure out how much you still want to, how much energy do you still want to give to this situation? You know, Three of Wands is the next one. You're trying to look towards your future, so hopefully you're deciding to invest a lot less. The challenge here is Judgment. It's because Judgment needs to be called, and I feel like it still hasn't been called. It's all part of these arguments you don't want to have for some reason. I mean, I know why you don't want to have them, but it's a bit out of hand at this point. It really is. It's because there needs to be an explosion to get this to a point where it can actually be either fixed or put away. One of the two. Let's see. What are we doing here? I got the Nine of Swords, so you're all up in your head. Then I have the, what's that one? The Queen of Cups. And then we have, what is this one? The Two of Wands. So it's still coming down to decisions. You know what I'm saying? You're all stressed out. You don't want to make this decision. And as the Queen of Cups, you're trying to play nice in a situation that's not nice. It's kind of like bringing I don't know, bringing boxing gloves to a gunfight or something. It's just not, it's not the way you have to defend yourself, and it's not the way to play this game. That's how I see it. At some point, it has to be more like fighting fire with fire, and that's not what's happening here. Okay, is what I see at any rate. But what else do we got? I've got the Star card, the Ray. Who's that? The King? I got the King of Swords, and I got the Tower. This person that you're dealing with, the masculine in this situation, is coming through as the King of Swords because they are cold as ice. Just cold. Okay? The Tower is here because the Tower's already started to fall, but it hasn't fallen completely, and that's because of you energetically still trying to keep everything calm and afloat. I understand that you're doing it to play nice. I get it. No, I don't get it. I gotta be honest with you. I don't get it anymore. I don't get it. This person's not being nice to you, and I'm sorry, but at this point, it's coming across wrong. It's like if they're not nice to you, then you shouldn't be nice to them. That's what I feel like here. Sorry, that's just how I see it. Okay, 3 more and I'll do the days of the week. Now we have the King of Wands. This one would be something. This would be the 10 of Wands, and it's reversed, and then I have the Hierophant. Without a doubt, this was a higher level of commitment at one point. But I feel as though the burden here is being laid down by this King of Wands anyways. Who's coming through now as the King of Swords. Could you have a worse combination? I mean, he's cold as ice and still a hoe. That's how I see this. This is very specific, huh? This is pretty much one person's reading, I think. But anyways, okay, let's see what we got for the days of the week. I'm sorry about that. Monday, we've got the Empress and the Hermit. This is you realizing that you are the Empress and then pulling your energy back out of this situation so you can reassess it. Because your good energy shouldn't go towards this situation anymore. Tuesday, we have the 8 of Cups. Okay, that's you finally walking away, at least energetically finally. And the 10 of Cups from something you thought was going to bring you emotional fulfillment. Wednesday, I have the 6 of Swords. So you're trying to get your life into calmer waters with the Strength card. It is taking a lot of strength for you to try to move this into calmer waters, but it's a good path to go on. And then Thursday, I have the 10 of Swords. So we have this lovely betrayal again. Back in your face, huh? I hate that. With Temperance. It's going to take a lot of patience for you to finally get past this betrayal. That's because of how intense it was and the fact that there was so much energy invested in it. And invested in trying to hold it off and invested in trying to be nice towards it. And I think that's just kind of an error at this point. I don't think there's any benefit. I don't think you should put any more energy into the situation, period. If possible, just don't put any. Not good or bad, just none. That's what I would think. Okay, that's what I have on that one, Gemini. I don't know. I hope this resonated for everybody. I feel like it was kind of specific towards one person. But anyways, there you go. I hope this is going to help. And then that's how this goes. For the, no matter what the cards say, make it the best week you possibly can. And I'll be back on Wednesday with bonus readings. And thank you guys, every one of you. You guys are awesome. And I appreciate you all. And there you go. Okay, bye.